Good evening everybody and welcome back to the channel. So tonight you join me in my shed. Now something a little bit different for the channel tonight, and it's something that a lot of people have been asking for. Now I haven't been out fishing for a week just due to health reasons really, so I've not been out fishing. So this is something I've been dying to put together for the channel and I haven't really got round to it. So I thought, do you know what, it's a nice cold fresh night, I'd love to be out on the rocks fishing, but I'm not. So sod it, what the hell, I'll do one of these videos. It's not something that I feel I'm too comfortable covering, but I'll cover it and hopefully be some information of help to somebody. Now then, one of the questions I get asked a lot is, what's the best hook range? What hooks do you recommend? Now, my personal opinion to that is, if you've got confidence in your hooks, don't change them. It's as simple as that. Now, for many years, I've been using Sakuma Mantis Extra. Fantastic hook. Still buy them, still love them. That's them there. Can you see them in the screen? Yeah. So that box there is £10.20 for 25-piece hook. And they're in the 6.0. Good hook. Can't really fault them. I do know some people that don't like them, but I do alright with them. Now, I'm not a one brand type of guy, but I do find something that I like and I tend to use it. Now, these are a hook that I haven't used a lot of, but I've used quite a bit, is the Tronix range. Now, they're okay. Not the best over a heavy ground, but they do pull out easy. Some people like that. I personally don't, because if I'm fishing heavy ground, I'm fishing heavy ground looking for big fish. I'm not really looking for anything that I want the hook to pull out on, basically. Now then, in the recent 8 months or so, I have become quite a fan of this bad boy. Now, that's an 8.0. It's extremely sharp. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's extremely sharp, and it's Seaglow Kentro short shank wide gape. Now, this is a hook, I absolutely love. I'm trying to show it off a little bit. It's a cracking hook. One of the reasons that I like this, it's strong, and I mean really strong. It's got an unbelievable barb on it, and the sharpness holds even when you're hitting the odd rock on the way in without a fish. It seems to hold its sharpness. Now, one of the massive advantages I find in this hook for an 8.0, okay, it's a short shank, but it's a wide gape. But one of the advantages I find on this, and this is actual hook that I had my tope on. Now, it fits in the Gemini splashdown bait clip system, which is this. Now again, I know a lot of guys aren't a fan of these, but for me, if you want to get any distance, these are the way forward. I love them. Now, if you're not familiar with them, this little gadget here pulls down, which interlocks your hook into place for the cast, and then on the impact of the water, that pushes up and your hook pops out. Now, the trouble I find with fishing big hooks with these is a lot of the time the hook doesn't fit it. But with these 8.0 hooks here, let me just show you, that clips in there dead easy, pulls down, and it's a really good fit. Fits really well, and again, on impact, pushes out. Really simple. So that's why, one of the reasons I've gone to these hooks for my big fish fishing. Now, don't get me wrong, the Sakuma fits in them. I've got a packet of them open, they're brand new them, I only bought them the other day. Yeah. I've got a packet of them in 6.0. So don't forget, the Kentro from the Seaglow range I showed you was in the 8.0, and this is a Sakuma in the 6.0. Again, it fits, and the 8.0 in Sakuma fits as well. I haven't got any 8.0s in the Sakuma, but just showing you that it fits, right? Ow, bloody sharp that. Yeah, it fits, right? But now it's hard to compare. Yeah, so what I have got here is I've got a pack of the 6.0 short shank Kentrel range from Seaglow. Now, let's compare them. So that's a Sakuma Mantis, and that's the Seaglow. Now, if you look at the gape to start with in a 6.0 for difference, can you see the difference? The gape on the Seaglow, I've gone out of screen, the gape on the Seaglow is a lot wider, so it allows you to put a chunkier bait on there and still have a lot of hook on show. And the gauge on the Seaglow is a lot heavier. Now, weight comparison, there's not much weight difference. So, both fantastic hooks, but my choice of hook, this one, the Seaglow. Now, I've only been using these for about 8 months, where I'd been using the Sakuma for many years, well over 10 years. Love them, fantastic. But I found something that works a lot better for me, and yeah, that's the reason I'm using them. Now, another hook brand. I've been on and off with these for years. Very famous. Got nothing bad to say about them. Just, they don't quite do it for me. There's lots of hook brands, lots of different things. Now, I have got this time round on my order the Seaglow Match and Scratch. Now, I've started doing a bit of match fishing, which my last video shows. But before I was using them, I was using the Kamazen's. So, you know, it does average. You know, I've gone for the Match and Scratch there in a pint hook, pint hook, or whatever. I'm not the best with reading and writing. But before I was using them, I've been using these. So, it's just about finding something that you're comfortable with. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to actually tie a couple of quick rigs for you, because people have asked. So I'm going to tie a couple of quick rigs, show you sort of my basic rough ground rig, and hopefully somebody can learn something new. So bear with me a moment when I just clear the space. Start this video with the most simplest of rigs out there, and one of the most effective, I would say. Fishing the River Mersey, fishing 20 yards off the wall, want to catch cod, good go-to rig. Fishing a clean beach, want to catch some bass, good go-to rig. That rig is as simple as this. And remember, guys, sometimes less is more. Earth bar. What's an earth bar? I talk about it a lot in my video because I use it a lot. Fantastic rig. Has a little swivel there that goes up and down and spins around. To that, you attach your hook length. Swivel, hook length. Nice and simple. Use a knot of your choice. There is a bit more on knots a little bit further on in the video, so I'll just put this one together quickly, just so I can make the whole video fit together without making it a long, boring video. So that there is my hook length, chosen choice, roughly 2.5 foot. Simple. Cut the tag end away, like that. Moves up and down. Simple. To the end of your hook length, obviously. Hook to your chosen choice, just for the video. A big chunky hook just tied on there. Oop. Just tied on there. I'm trying to do it quick so I can keep the video together without it being, like I say, going on for ages. And there is a bit more on making knots further on. So that there is your earth bar with that, simple like that. This part here now, there, slides up like that, pops open, your lead of choice goes on there. Trying to keep it all in the camera. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. That there now slides back down on there to hold your lead in place. And then your clip from your shock leader clips onto the end of there. That there is ready to cast out. That spins round so your lead doesn't tangle on the cast. Sits on the deck, fishes on the deck. Brilliant, brilliant rig. Catches me lots of cod, smoothhound bass, rays, you name it, I've caught it on that rig. That's the earth bar. Right then guys, welcome back. So I'm now going to do the most simple rough ground rig. Now there'll be some people that watch this video and think this guy is off his clunker, hasn't a clue what he's talking about, speaking a load of garbage. But I'm showing you what works for me, not what works for you. I hope it does work for some of you, and here we go anyway. So I've got ASSO £60, is it? Or 70? £60, which is going to be my body. Now I'm going to make this, it's a rough ground rig, so when I'm talking rough ground rig, I'm talking heavy ground. Now this is something I do, it's not a rig for casting massive distance, but rule of thumb, fishing heavy ground, is the further you cast, the more crap you got to bring it back over. So this is a rig for about 40 to 50 yards. Now then, a 3-way swivel, nice and simple, heavy gauged one, 3-way swivel. I'm going to attach this to the swivel. I'm going to go round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times up. Then I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back through the hoop. Giving it a bit of magic sliver and pulling it down. Now, because I've gone so many times, it will be a bit tight to pull down, but that is pulled down to a nice solid knot. Right then, I'm going to trim that tag away. So remember, this here is £60. Now, what I'm going to do, pull it out of my mouth to start with, is I've got a Gemini. Sorry guys, bit of a glitch in the video there. Camera decided to turn off. So I've now got a Gemini clip down bait clip. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but I know the Gemini and the bait clip. So I'm going to tie this to the bottom of, so I've got my 3-way swivel, then I've got roughly 2 foot. I'm going to tie this to the bottom upside down. That's right, upside down. So usually you'd obviously tie to that eye there. Now you see this here, I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm going to tie it upside down. The reason for that is I'm going to go through there, and I'm going to go not as mad this time. I'm not too bothered as long as it's nice and secure. So similar sort of knot, but not gone to town on it as much. Pull that down, bit of sliver there, and a bit of a look inside my mouth on camera, eh? Ugh. Yeah, so I've tied that upside down, so it's like that. Obviously there's my 3-way swivel, my upside down clip. Then off that upside down clip, I've got a length. Now this length changes to the grounds that you're fishing. But this is a weak link, £20 Daiwa sensor for a rotten bottom. Then what I would do is, wouldn't use this lead, but I'm using this lead for example. I would tie that on there with my chosen knot, nice and quickly. I'm not going to bore you for ages. Back through there. Tie that on there. So that allows me, on the cast, my lead is attached to the weak link. But on my cast, I can give that a spin. All the spin does, which I've shown you in one of my previous videos, just makes all the line kink like that for casting, so it's not in the way. That's upside down. This is not a clip down rig, so when that impacts the water, bang, that'll come off and you're fishing onto the rotten bottom. Right, so for now we're going to do away with that, like that. Put that up there. So we've got the 2 foot body to the upside down clip. Now we're going to go for the hook length. So for the hook length, I'm going to go for, this is Rovex, and it's extra heavy. Quite like this stuff, and it's in £100. for the body. No, it's not, sorry, for the hook length. Obviously needs to be a bit shorter. This might have a bit longer to start with, just for the video. Then you've got your three-way swivel with your body down there. Then you want to tie that to the little bit that's sticking out of your three-way swivel. Again, chosen knot. I use a few different knots, but I'll go for this one again. We'll go up a couple of times, not even counting, and then down a few times. Don't have to go as mad with this because it's heavier gauge line, a lot thicker, so it doesn't slip like a thinner line. And that pulls down on there nice and tight. That is not slipping. That's nice and tight on there. Cut that off there, just like that. Now you've got your hook length, and that's about 6 inches, before tying my hooks on it, about 6 inches shorter than my body length. Then I got a circle hook for the top. Like that. Then one of my 8/0s for the bottom. Again, many knots. Use your chosen, use your favourite. This is a simple knot that I like using, and it doesn't fail, it doesn't let me down. I am happy using it. Pull that nice and tight, like that. And there we go, guys. That there is the most simple, effective, rough ground, short distance, 50-60 yards, just like a one hook flapper. Obviously you'll have your shock leader above, taking the pressure of the lead. That there will take the pressure of a 6-ounce lead, 7 ounce at a push. But the reason I use a weaker one is I'm talking fishing really heavy rough ground. Now I've got a rotten bottom, but just for argument's sake, rotten bottom snaps off, the bottom clip, whatever your choice is, gets snagged up. That's £60 to £100. That's going to break before that, and you're going to get your three-way swivel and your fish back. That's the thinking, that's the hope. It's worked for me over the years, and I hope it'll work for you too. So I would say that's the most simple rough ground rig out there. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I'll do something like this again if you like. Do put it in the comments. Maybe do a couple of pulley rigs, something. Trying to keep the video a little bit short so it's not too boring for you. And hopefully I can teach you a tip or two. And remember, don't follow the crowds when it comes to brands. Use what you feel comfortable with. Get out there, get fishing, chase them fish, chase them dreams. So on that note, until next time, keep safe, keep fishing, keep chasing them dreams.